Hi! Welcome to the channel. I want to remind you guys to subscribe. Click that little button and subscribe. And for those of you that don't know, I'm Jessica Nova, and it's time to do another review. And guess what? We have more Sailor Moon. So, the big review we're going to do, this is the second volume of the Eternal Edition Sailor Moon manga. So, again, we have huge size, and I grabbed the other volume 2s, so original volume 2. You can see the size there. This has also never been opened. It has no crease, so we're going to be very gentle with it today. It was obviously not the first volume 2 I got. It's the, well, I re-got a lot of the volumes because a lot of my binding was falling out. But anyway, this is when they released it a couple years ago. This was that volume 2. So again, they kept Mercury kind of for that because she's the second scout. So, you know, that makes sense. But then this has one of the actual like covers from the original releases. So, you can see the size difference. Obviously, that means that the pages we got in this new volume are huge. Still don't get this fold over. I don't, especially because it doesn't continue the image, and I think I bitched about this last time. I don't really understand. To me, if anything, it makes it so I'm gonna snag and tear the cover. But then we have blue here, pretty. Then we go into actual cover art, and I love this because it, again, we talked about this a little bit last time. It gives a much cleaner full color representation of what the art book art is like, but in, you know, full color, bigger. And then what's cool is we get a few pages in color. This is really neat. This is stuff that I previously only got to see online, you know. If this was ever even colored, I feel like I've seen this colored. Who knows? This might be the first time it's ever been colored. I don't know. And then again, more cover. So, to take a look at some of the stuff, this volume starts with Act 8, which is Sailor Venus. So we're all the way to Sailor V. Boop, 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 boop. And then let's kind of compare that with these. So volume 2 here starts with Tuxedo Mask. You can see that's 3 volumes, or that's 3 issues before we even get to Sailor V. So the second 2, hello kitty cat. So the second 2 issues that we'll see in this book are the beginning of that other book. So you're already ahead. So let's see. In the little one, there's no color. No color. The cover art that you get to see, hey, that's that image we just looked at. So you see here, it's reprinted in black and white. And then we get this in color. Yes! I fucking love it in color. It makes me so happy. You also can't really see it, and I know we talked about it, but this holographic cover is so great. So I want to get in, show a little bit more. Having the pages in this kind of quality, this semi-gloss, like, it's thicker. I don't feel like I'm going to tear it, and I love that. And I love that you get these spreads, these big photo spreads. But I'm trying to get to... Here we go. More color art in the middle, which is very freaking cool. This is weird. I hate this. We're going to talk for a second. So, we're going here into Act 10. What is this photoshopped bullshit? What is this? This is one of my favorite manga images. And the first time you see it, I'll have to dig the cover out. I will. I'm going to go get the cover here in a second. This Photoshop blown up moon, you can see it is kind of pixelated. What the fuck? I'm going to go find that cover. Well, fuck. So I was wrong. So this was the art I was thinking it was, which is the cover to Sailor Moon Super S. This is volume 1. This is one of my favorite art photos, and this is what I was thinking that cover was. I found that cover. It doesn't show up till volume 3, because like I said, you're getting way more issues in the Eternal than you are, so volume 3. And it's obviously black and white. But yeah, that's a shitty Photoshop moon, so I guess I gotta eat my words. They hadn't changed it. It's just real ugly. It does look better in color, so I can't be that mad because it looks real shitty in black and white. This is some good art. So this art piece right here changed my fucking Sailor Moon life on the internet. The first time I saw this and you see all the scouts with their knight, that is the only thing. Jupiter gets totally lost in the binding here. That blows. That doesn't happen in the art book. But it still is nice to have it in here. But this blew my mind. So originally, if you first grew up with Sailor Moon dubbed before anything else, I didn't know that Zoisite was a man. So the first time I saw Zoisite with Sailor Mercury, I did not know what was going on. And as a budding queer, it was very strange, and I didn't know how to feel, and it was definitely interesting. So that... the knights are so good in the manga. That's one of my favorite things about Sailor Moon. The first, villain is the knights, and that revelation and all that is just really cool. So where are we? Where do we end here? Oh, oh shit. Okay. So volume 2 gets all the way to Chibiusa. That's the final volume in this book, is the first appearance of Chibiusa. So they've defeated Beryl. They've defeated Queen Nehelenia, all by volume 2. And we're getting into the Dark Moon saga. Oh look, she says, I'm Usagi. Yeah, she's not Rini. Chibiusa. And they have the gun, which, is an iconic scene. She pulls the gun. It's not a real gun. It's just weird. And then you have all the translation notes in the back again, which I think is really fun, because I always love that from the original run. And then you just have some blank pages. And again, this cover is weird. It just shows a small version of the art and nothing else. One thing I wanted to point out that's weird. So, when they did the re-release a few years ago, this is volume 2, but this is Eternal Sailor Mercury, which they are definitely not on Eternal, obviously, and we might talk about that a little bit, but it just, that upsets the shit out of me. That makes no sense. Why? And I get it. It's because, so they wanted to show a scout on every... Is she Eternal on the new book? No, okay. Just to point out, this is... They went with first transformation, Yeah, first transformation, which is what it should be. I'm sure they did this because each scout was only really going to get one cover. This is art I don't remember seeing from an art book, so it's also like more or less more unseen art. It kind of coincides a little bit closer with the styling of Crystal, even though they haven't gotten to these outfits in Crystal either, but I'm sure it was supposed to be eye-catching for the generation that was getting Crystal, and to not, some of the manga would be goofy. This is a little, like I said, this is closer to what the new group of Sailor Moon people that are coming into it would have seen on Sailor Moon Crystal, so that's probably why they wanted to have those eyes. But I did want to touch a little bit on the volume. This has more art in the back, like original design art that I don't, maybe that's in the other volume. Just so you kind of see where we get here in the difference. So the the re-release ends right as they meet Beryl for the first time. So there's at least one... The Eternal book is at least 1 or 2 volumes ahead of where the second edition is. I can actually look at that. So Act 11 is where that one ends, and this one ends Act 14. Damn. So there you go there. Wow. Anyway, I'm having a blast with the Sailor Moon Eternal Edition. I hope to review all of them. If I remember correctly, Volume 6 comes out in November. And, yeah, that's as far as we've got. So we've got 1 through 5 out now. 6 comes out next month. Because it's October right now, depending on when you're watching this. But anyway, remember to like and subscribe. That gets 10 titties. Sailor Moon's an easy win for me. Thanks for listening to me ramble. But yeah, 10 titties. It will probably almost always be 10, unless it's volumes I don't like. But next time, if you want to know certain things that you want me to talk about, like my favorite panels or my favorite volume in the edition, we can talk about it. I can tell you my favorite art piece. Whatever is enjoyable to you is what we'll fucking talk about. So, thanks. 10 titties. And remember, like and subscribe. And I'm Jessica Nova. Later.